Right. And we head to Havre, Montana, MSU Northern, the 2025 Frontier Conference Cross Country Media Day at with the lights and the skylights. Deborah Callahan is in her third season as a cross country coach. Coach, tell us the athletes you brought with you today.
Thank you for the introduction. With me today, on my left is Desiree Toombs. She is from Roundup and she is in education. She is a sophomore. On my right is James Lymale Stenslin. He is from Columbus and he's in our automotive program and he is a sophomore.
Fantastic. Coach, what do you think about this expanded Frontier Conference this year?
Going from 6 to 12, it's a good thing for the conference. It's just going to take some time to adjust. And I agree with what Mike said earlier at Rocky Mountain College. And competition's good. And so we just need to get, I'm very new at this job. Our program, we're just excited right now that we have full teams to even compete. So we're at a little different level, but we're going to continue to grow and be competitive.
And Desiree, tell us how you ended up at MSU Northern.
So I'm actually third generation Northern. My grandma, my mom's mom, is alumni, along with both of my parents being alumni. So I was born in Havre originally. So Northern's always felt like home, and I felt like coming back after talking to Callahan and just getting to look at the campus. It felt like home, and I couldn't imagine going anywhere else.
So what is your favorite meet each and every year?
Well, coming from 4B in the Montana area, I really liked running Amen Park in high school, but we went to Pocatello, Idaho last week, and I really liked that course. It was different, and it was just a change of momentum for all of us, and I think it was a really great course for us.
James from Columbus, Montana, the Cougars. How'd you end up in Havre at Northern?
I was just kind of looking for a place to go to college. I wasn't sure if I was going to go at first, and uh, parents kind of brought up the fact of like maybe could run in college. So yeah, no, he came here. It was the only place I could go where I could do automotive uh, and run. So I took advantage of the aspect. I enjoy it here. It's a good school.
So November 7th, the Frontier Conference Championship meet will be in Billings at Amen Park. James, have you run at Amen before?
I have. We used to run at that course back in high school. We were pretty close to Billings over in Columbus area, so we would always go there. Usually be the first meet of the season. And then yeah, I'm a sophomore this year, so we ran it last year for both the preview and for conference. So yeah, it's a good course. It's mostly flat anyway, so it's pretty good.
A soccer complex. It is flat. Coach?
Yeah. I think it needs to be noted he qualified for his time for nationals down there last year.
Yeah.
So.
Well, congratulations. That's fantastic. Coach, tell me about what do you like best about the team you have this year?
I mentioned it early. We haven't had a full team here at Northern since 2019. COVID hit, changes in coaches. And so I'm very proud right now. We have a full 5 women, 5 men running on our teams. We're ready to go. I think most of all I like is their teamwork. I'm an ex-banker, come out of management. I always picked staff by personality, and so I've kind of used that in my recruiting. I think kids are coachable. If you got a team player, you got somebody that's coachable and willing to learn new techniques. It just makes it easy. And if you have personalities that all get along.
Dr. Scott Crawford, what do you have for us, sir?
Well, first, I just want to compliment Deb. I mean, she's been a trooper in getting her program rebuilt and reconstructed. So I just want to thank her for doing that. Talk to us, both student athletes. I'd love to hear from Desiree and from James about your academic pursuits at Montana State Northern, and where do those academic pursuits take you after you get your degree?
And he said your name first.
Okay. So I'm actually double majoring right now. I'm majoring in elementary education and physical education. So that will take me down the road to help better our next generation of young athletes and students. Um, I hope to, at some point down the road, get my master's in either elementary ed or phys. And I would like to coach. I've learned so much from Callahan, and I just want to share my love for running like she has with us, with the next generation of students.
Well, you're not off the hook there, young man. You get to answer the question.
Yeah, I'm a I'm an auto mechanic major, so I like to work on cars. I grew up around my dad. He owns a shop down in Absarki. So yeah, it's kind of I'm just here. I don't know. Uh,
James left.
yeah, no, I like running. I'm just awkward. But yeah, no, uh,
Hey, James, last year you qualified for nationals. It was in Columbus, Missouri. What
yeah.
time do you think it's going to take for you, November 7th, to make it to Florida?
So honestly, I don't think some of the people are going to run quite as quick as they think they are. But I think the low 25 will definitely bring it there. Last year, there was only one kid who got into 24s from Carroll, and the rest were just kind of scattered throughout 25. So I really feel like looking at nationally, I think times are a lot slower this year than they were last year. I mean, in nationals, the whole all American group was all 23s, 24s, and they're around below 24-30. So I ain't gonna be the person that's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna be all American. But if I can go, I can go. If I can, I can't. But I'm gonna give it what I have. That's the way it's gonna go.
To qualify for the NAIA national meet on November 7th, do you have to finish in a place, or is it based on the time?
So it can be by place. So I want to say it's top 10 usually go. Last year was a different. It was different because I want to say 13th. So I didn't think I was gonna go, but Rocky had an auto bid to nationals because they were 25th. They were just right on the edge, and Carroll beat them. So me and two guys from Tech, we actually went in because they take the next three individuals after that. So I was pretty lucky and fortunate to be able to go. It was a good opportunity, but I don't think I was just able to make it there without working hard. So I was pretty
What's your
happy.
best time this year?
My best time. So I've been gone from a lot of beats. There's been a lot of funerals and weddings that I've had to do, but just kind of low 27s. I'm just kind of having my own groove. I usually don't run fast during the season until about conferences, so I'm pretty good about peaking at the end of the season, and I just stay humble. I stick to training. Uh, Not wanted to say that I'm just going to run a 24, but it's possible.
Desiree, growing up in Roundup, running in the snow and wet and cold conditions, how do you prepare for that? And do you love it?
So on Sunday when we got back, we had our long run and we went out to the Bear Paws, which is our little mountains around here. And on our little run, it was nice and blue skies, and about halfway through, we had the snow hit. So just living up here in Havre, we get used to like the wind and the snow and just being cold. So I feel like we're all kind of mentally prepared for it anyway. And then considering coming from Roundup, Havre is way worse than Roundup, like cold weather wise. So sometimes you just gotta have that like moment of like a quick little snowstorm shock, and then it's like, oh, I forgot I live in Montana. So you get used to it. I feel like that first shock at a practice with the cold weather kind of is like, oh, it's not always going to be hot. I feel like we're pretty well acclimated with it, with running in the cold, and I like running in the cold. I don't like it when the snow is really thick and like in my eyes, but I think I run better in the cold. I feel like I've ran some of my best PRs in the cold weather. So,
So MSU Northern may have an advantage if it's snowing on November 7th.
yeah.
We hope so. Yeah.
Dr. Crawford, anything else, sir?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to start calling her Callahan. These guys are calling her Callahan. I've always known her as Deb. So, uh, but Coach Callahan, talk to me about the future of Montana State Northern cross country and your vision for those who might be watching today and watching these rebroadcast clips. What's your vision for your program?
I think, the vision is I went down and looked at our old posters and, back in 19 and before when Coach Spangler was coaching, we had more than eight guys and eight gals. And so that's my vision, is to continue to grow this team. We're also starting to reach into a lot of much smaller communities now. I came on board with 6 freshmen this fall, all out of small communities, couple on a reservation. Kids that are used to going to smaller schools. Northern has a good fit for that. We have a 12-to-1 ratio teacher per student type deal. And so I think there's an appetite there. We also have a 96% ratio for placement of a job at the end with a degree. And so those are the things I sell to recruiting. But my vision is to continue to keep growing. We did bring on an assistant coach this year, Andy Kime. He's a young man that he went to Haver High. He was a standout cross country and track runner for Haver High. He went on to collegiate running at LC in Lewiston, Idaho. Went to nationals. So he has come back to the community with his family, and he's my assistant. And so we're prepared. We're ready, and we're excited. And again, this year I'm really excited just to fill the roster, and I'm going to just continue to go from there.
That's
That
awesome.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Anything else, Rocky?
No, I wish them the best of luck. They're a great group. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us, and good luck this season.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
We look forward to seeing you in Billings here on
Yep.
November 7th.
Yep.